I'm Bill Wong with Electronic Design. Solar power is great, especially if you have IoT devices. You guys have something that's a bit more flexible.
Yeah, so we are PowerFilm Solar. We've been around since 1988. A lot of people think flexible solar is relatively new, but it's been around for a long time, right? And so we do amorphous silicon on a flexible plastic substrate. It's very flexible, it's very durable, it's very customizable.
Well, let's take a closer look at it.
Yeah, so we have a couple different options. So here we're focusing mostly on smaller amorphous products that make a lot of sense because they're able to harvest indoor energy and you're powering systems that don't take up a lot of energy. So this particular panel right here is designed to function under the indoor lighting spectrum. And so it is harvesting energy right here in this environment, which is roughly 300 lux. We rate all of our panels, indoor panels, at 200 lux and then also 1,000 lux. And then we also have panels that function outdoors like this one. So visually, you really can't tell the difference between the indoor panel and the outdoor panel. But this panel is designed to function outdoors. And we rate those at full sun, which is 100,000 lux, and quarter sun, which is right around 25,000 lux. So a really good way to figure out how to incorporate solar into a product, and maybe even from a STEM perspective, are development kits. And so we have a development kit that partners up with EPs. And so we use EP's PMIC to harvest the solar energy. So we connect our solar panel to this development kit board, and then we can put energy into a supercapacitor or a battery. And so we work with Nordic EPs from a capacitor standpoint, CapEx, Nichicon, NGK. And so it's really a good way to figure out what's possible from a both indoor and outdoor perspective for solar. Now, moving away from strictly IoT, we have some products that are fully integrated solutions, right? And this would be something that would make sense for a consumer, right? So this is a thin film solar panel with an integrated battery. It's an 18650, and so all one has to do is unroll this and it starts charging. So you've got a USB output, and so you can charge a small USB device, say like a cell phone, and then you just roll it up, and the product is super light. PowerFilm is dedicated to making incredibly light products. This one is called the Lightsaver. It's only 4.9 ounces, very, very light. The larger version is the Lightsaver Max. And so this is the same idea, 60 watt hour battery rather than 3200 milliamp hour battery. And so it's just a much more robust version of the same thing. And then the only other kind of form factors that we work with would be, this is just an example, but like a semi-flexible panel with an integrated charge controller. So you can charge a 12 volt battery, say, directly without having to worry about overcharging. Nobody wants an overcharged battery. Rollables, we make products that roll up. These are 100% waterproof. You can actually submerge them with no issue. And then the last form factor are foldables. And so a foldable just incorporates the thin film material in fabric. While these are like standard products, the vast majority of what we do is heavily custom. So if you're interested in something that's not, an off-the-shelf product, that is the vast majority of what we do. So, feel free to reach out, contact us via our website. We'd be happy to produce a fully custom panel for you.
So those are some really interesting products, especially the development kit for somebody getting started. But what about custom production? Could you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so a lot of what PowerFilm does is fully custom designs. So maybe you're a company that has found some of our stock options on Mouser or DigiKey, and you're looking for something that's a little bit different. You can reach out to us directly. We can do what we would call a short run of prototype material, and we can design a custom panel that's specifically for you.
Now, what are some of the challenges that you have in choosing these platforms, especially when you want to do something indoors versus outdoors, for example?
Yeah, so there's actually a current R&D effort for a mixed use case panel. Currently, there's a different manufacturing process for an indoor panel that's designed to operate under an indoor lighting spectrum versus our outdoor panels, which are obviously designed to operate via the sun. And so it's been interesting because we don't get it a lot, but sometimes people are looking for a use case where they might have a panel indoors and outdoors, and so that's something that we're working on right now. But honestly, the majority of applications are either indoors or outdoors.
Okay. Now, when somebody decides that they're going to be using solar for their power source, what do they need to know about in terms of their power requirements, stability, things of that nature?
Yeah, no, you nailed it on the head. So the number one thing that we like to see is a customer have at least an idea of the kind of power that they're looking for. So what I mean is, what are we looking from a voltage perspective, from a current perspective, how much area is there available, and what's the operating environment? So if it's going to be indoors, you don't need a moisture-proof encapsulation stack. If it's going to be outdoors, you do. Or maybe you need some sort of optically clear enclosure. So there's a lot of different questions that we ask with customers to make sure that we're going to deliver the best solution the first time. It doesn't always happen that way, but there's a lot of iteration back and forth. But we work with customers to really get an idea of what is their power budget, and maybe they don't have a great idea, but we can say, hey, what if we did this to reduce the power consumption of your device, which is just going to make it a lot easier for everybody.
Excellent. Well, thanks for filling us in flexible solar power.
Thank you so much.